Welcome everybody to the Opal Dungeon. It's my birthday today, so I'm going to cut some opal. Why not? And I'm going to cut the opal that I've been kind of dragging my feet to cut, and that is the stuff that Tommy at Os Opals sent me. And we're going to cut the gray shell pieces, and I think we might cut the other piece of the Andamooka matrix. If you don't know the story behind it, Tommy's on a journey to get to 10,000 so we can donate it to a charitable cause. And he's been buying and cutting and reselling opal to make profit on that journey. And this is some of the material that he has for sale. I'm just kind of showing what it is and how it can turn out and how valuable it is. And I've got one more piece of it that should be amazing. And I've got 4 pieces of gray shell that we're going to try and get 2 matched stones out of for an earring set. So let's look at that. Alright, here's what we've got. We got the piece of Andamooka matrix that I cut in the last video. Crazy piece. We got the piece that we will cut in this video. We got green blue and red blue. We'll talk about what we're going to do with that. We've got this earring set that we're going to try and get 2 stones out of these 4 shell pieces. Ignore this one for now. Let's see what we got here to work with. Not sure. It'll be interesting. There's that one. This one's got a red color bar right up here on this side, but not much. This is a challenge. I don't know, man. The color bar, it doesn't appear that like there's color all the way through it like some fossilized stuff. There's a color bar in here running this way. So I'm not sure how you cut something that needs to face square line of those earrings. Now that one right there looks to be, I mean, there's that color bar right there. The red color bar is right there on top, but it's just right there on top, and that piece isn't going to be big enough to fill the earring. That one right there is green and bright and pretty. But again, I think it's too narrow the way these color bars. Tommy, you're trying to make my day hard here. The only way to find out is to just get into them. We're going to go cut those 4. And I think we're going to do what I didn't do on the other one. This was the bigger piece, but in hindsight, because this corner was already rounded, if I was going to do an oval, it might have should have been out of this one. This one's probably slightly thicker. Look at the color we're dealing with here. I was thinking about doing a cushion cut that I didn't do on the other one, but it would have to be something like that, which isn't a bad thing, but because of that corner right there being narrower, man, we're going to have to think about it. The material's too good to waste anything. We'll almost have to do another oval because of that corner there. We would lose as much bringing it into there, because you lose everything from, basically you're taking, this is taking that much off of this side, which is roughly what you would take off on the corners to make it a large oval for a pendant. So that's, my initial thought was we're going to do a cushion cut, but as I look at this, I think to get a cushion cut, it ends up being narrow and long, more rectangular than I would want. And that corner already being sort of semi-rounded, we round these 3 and make a wide. And I think we have settings coming that are 12 by 16. This one is currently 14 by, I'm going to say 17 or 18 probably. 17.6. Yep. So a 12 by 16 or 13 by 16 is probably the way to go here. It's fairly thick. I don't want to lose anything. I learned the other one I took, this one's a little bit more consistent in the thickness. The other one had a taper. This one has a slight taper here from here down. I learned that we do start getting into the green if we go down through this red and blue. And I don't want to. I want to keep the red. As long as I kept the red and the blue, if I started having green show up, it wouldn't be a bad thing. But you can see the transition about 2 mils in, it goes to green. And we want to keep it red and blue. So that's the challenge. We want to take our little bit off the bottom. I'll probably take a little bit off the bottom and dop this up. And then we might just kind of henpeck at these enough to figure out how to dop them and try to get what we need for these 2 earring settings right here. Let's do that. Pull these pieces over here. This is what we have to work with. I just went ahead and swapped out to a new belt on the 1200 grit. I'll show you that here in a second when we get to it. There's that one. There is this one. You can see how these color bars are running this way. If it was a color bar and that was the face, we got plenty of space, but that one right there, that's actually your face because of where the color bar is. So that was a challenge. This one we have a chance. That one might work out. This one, it's hard to say, but again, I think that color bar runs at an angle to the shell. It's actually the colors here on the bottom, so can we get, because this is concave, can we actually get the stone? Ideally, the color would be here up on this convex side so that we would already have somewhat of a dome on it, and it might be that the color's all the way through this one, so we've got a chance on that one as well. And then there's this one. The 2 bigger pieces are actually, the color bars are angled through them, so they actually give us far less possibility of cutting a stone, but we're going to go into them as if we have a chance and see what we get. We might as well start with this one. It's in my hands. Let's just see. Let's just open the top up just a little bit, take the skin off of it. Yeah, see if you can see the color bar right there. Alright. Had to answer the phone, sorry. Yeah, this one's tough. This one is tough because the color bar runs this way. It is not going to face this way. So I think bright and pretty and red. We're going to actually pursue this and see what kind of a stone we could get out of it. I think it's going to be small, bright, and beautiful. I don't know, it's not facing. The stone is right there, but it's running this way. enough there to do something with. Because that's a closed back setting, we could actually leave that concave a little bit as long as it fits within the setting walls. I'm going to take just a little bit of this back off right here. And that's probably all I'm going to do right there. We can dot that up and see what we can get out of that one. We've got a chance there. There's enough facing there that we've got a chance. We took enough off the back right there to dop it up. There's one. There's the first one. Let's go to one of the ones that I thought was a little bit more of a sure thing, but I still think the color bar is here on the inside. So awful thin because of the see the mess, the sand and the crap in it. The color's there, but there's also a mess to deal with. I don't know if there's any chance that it's going to pop up on this side. Okay. Well, I think we dopped that one up now too. This one's kind of a mess. It's got that dark potch. It's got sand, it's got inclusions, but that's to the point where we've got to dop it up to get a chance. This one is the one that the colors aren't going to match, is the difficult thing, but this one looks to be like the most straightforward because the color appears to be not just a color bar but all the way through. The problem is I don't think it's the only one like this, it's the only one in this color, so you don't really have a match set for an earring setting. Singing. The color is there, but it's a sandy mess and it's already very thin. It's coming from this side, so we dop it up on this from this side and go in on this side and see what we can get for the stone. There's number 3. This one's got a little bit of red up here at the top. Where we got that green color bar right there. Maybe that's the one that matches up. See the color bar right there that we're going after. Oh man, sorry. This thing has been sitting here vibrating the whole time. Color bar. That beautiful color right there is just in the tip. Have to go through it to get to this one. cut that off right there. I think we cut that off right there and try to get a stone. That's beautiful color. If we can get a stone out of it, it's beautiful. It's just going to be that little thing right there, a pointer. But there's enough thickness in there that we can cut that off and try to chase that green color bar for something thin. Or is that green color bar going to face from this side? It might face from this side as well. Let's see what happens. Green. Now that one's too thin to use for the earrings. But I think we cut this and try to get two small stones, cut the potch in between. Let's go to there. As far as this one, all I'm going to do is clean up this base right here. That's what we want for our base. I'm just going to take enough off to... Look at that, incredible. Make sure that we have a uniform thickness, which we do now. So we clean up the base, we'll dop it on this side, try to get our red and blues to pop through on this side. Alright, I showed this a little bit yesterday, or in the last video, but I want to show it to you again, because I don't know why you would ever mess with the green wax or mess with any other dopping method, really. This is just UV resin. I'll put it right there in the middle. I'm going to try and make sure that I'm pretty much square and flat and straight up and down. I put a little bit on there. I hit it with the UV light. 1, 2, 3. I spin it, making sure that it stays. And that's it. That is now dopped up. You don't want to hit it any longer than that, because this will get crystal hard. This resin is very good for just general gluing applications, but if you just control how long you hit it with the UV light, that will pop off fairly easy. I'll just take my razor knife and just kind of slip it in there and peel it off. It peels off pretty easy. It takes about maybe 5 seconds total, 4 to 5 seconds. If you get more, now you got to be pretty particular, but the good thing is if I put it on there too hard and I go to cut it off and I can tell that it's too hard, I just take my little cutoff wheel and zip that off right there, and then go to the wheel and clean that off. I can cut the wood and the resin off very easily just by trimming it. Got that on the right side, right? Or did I glue the red side, or did I glue the green side? I might have cut. Well, we might have a good chance to see. There you go. That's how hard it is to get it off. That would hold just fine. But I think, yeah, I put the dopping on the wrong side. That's the side we wanted to dop it on. So I could just peel this off real quick. Anyway, just wanted to show you. These will all go, it's like seconds for each one. If you once you kind of get the hang of it, you know how long to do it. And this method is way quicker, way faster, way easier, cheaper, less mess, less muss, less fuss, no fire, no flames, no heat required. I recommend it. And if you wonder, it's just, this particular one is Estoyo UV resin kit for bonding. Comes with the rechargeable LED light. Okay, we got everything dopped up here. We got this one dopped up on the right side. It literally takes seconds. I don't know why you use anything but UV resin. I didn't dop the one slice of this. It might have something, but it's so thin that it probably doesn't have a whole lot of chance. Let's start right here with this one. Got some cool color. Man, this one, the best color is right there on that tip, so I'm not inclined to just take that color off to try and make this one of the earring pieces. At least not yet, until I'm sure there's enough, because I think this one cut into an oval might be better off as an oval. Let's see, we haven't yet got into the color down on this end. So I think we'll take the pot chin to where we start hitting color. About right in there, I think. We didn't dop it up very centered to what we ended up with, but what we're trying to do is just not waste material to make it something it doesn't want to be. Meaning it's not going to fit in that. We're not going to ruin it to try and make it fit that. It's obviously not wide enough, so let's just maximize what we got here. And I think that's about where we're at now. Alright, so that's the story we're going to go on this wheel. We got this really nice piece of glue. Thankfully we also have this. Now this one's got a chance of being able to fit in that earring setting. If we have color. Got that gray potch right there kind of messing us up, and I don't know, I think it's all the way through that corner. Definitely plenty big enough to hit those if we want to overlook the gray potch right in the middle of it. But I think we've taken it as far as we can take it on this wheel. It's kind of a messy, sandy, inclusion-y thing with some color in it is what it is. Okay. Alright. We're looking at our color bars like this. There's no color here. Well, there is, because there's another color bar there. But look at the color on that. We actually have an interesting piece here. We ought to get a stone out of this. And it's hard not to bump this camera. Small. I think we can come in here greens and blues, sand in the middle. Sand in the middle that I'm not sure is coming out. Color bar runs out right in there. It's kind of a mess. All this stuff is kind of sandy, messy inclusion. It's just not clean color. I mean, it's color and it's decently bright, but it's not clean. Still a potential of that going into there. I haven't made it, I know I've ovaled it, but I haven't made it too small to where it couldn't be cut kind of a rectangle square. Okay. We've gone about as far as we can go there. Now we're with this one right here. And I'm going to do just what I do with the other one. I'm just going to round, I'm going to round this corner right here. That's going to set pretty much my shape of my oval for the rest of it. I was going to say I should have weighed this, but I know the weight is on Tommy's page because these were on there, so I can get the weight. My memory was this one was like 13 carats or something like that. The other one we ended up with, what, 5? 5 by the end. We would hope to get, I mean, we started out with 13. You really do want to have as little waste as possible. Now normally you would say, man, if you can get a 50% yield from rough, you're doing phenomenal. That's just unrealistic for most rough. But with this Andamooka, I could have probably got a 90% yield on this if I'd have just done, you know, with the other piece that was already kind of rectangle shape. I probably could have got a 90% yield on a cabochon. In this case, we're going to try and get about 75% yield. More round than it actually is for some reason. When I look at the camera and I look at it, it looks more round than oval on the camera. I'm going to just address that just a little bit, just to make it pleasing. Color on that. Next wheel. Decided to go ahead and cut the dome in. I started to cut it with the camera out of the way, but let me at least show you what I'm doing here. Obviously thick enough to do a fairly significant dome on it. It's kind of, we're starting to get out of the treated color, so you're going to see the color start to fade, but don't worry, we'll treat it again here. I'll put it in sugar water, and in 4 hours we'll have it blacker than it was before. this one. It's in my hand. Medium grit wheel. All I'm trying to do is make sure I got all the scratches out from the previous wheel. We've already got our dome fairly much where I want it. Pretty close to where I want it. This is a medium dome. Let's put that aside and see what we got here. Really picking up a lot of glare for some reason. We could definitely get that one in there, but we end up with cutting it down quite a bit. That's probably the best stone out of all these pieces of shell. Great pots in the corner is the concern. It's the fly in the ointment. Are any of these just straightforward something we can cut? They're really not. They're really not. This is all just, it's tough material decisions that could be the wrong decision at every point. This one's just got sand all the way through it. Sand right there. You can see sand all the way down through it. I don't think we're going to get what we want out of that one. Also has sand right there. See that sand? How about this one? Color bar is pretty thin. Got that mess in the top. By the time we get through it, the color bar might be gone. See all the inclusions in the top? Sand. To be honest, just being honest, I'm always honest. This is why I avoid shells and belemnites and other things like that. It's just getting one to come clean. Pretty tough. Okay, let's talk about what we got here. Let's start with the good, the bad, the ugly. See the problem with this here? You can see it. You can see it. It's inclusions, it's pits, it's sand, and color that's running out on the edges. That shell stuff is tough. So I'm saying we're not getting anything out of that one. Same story here. See the sand, the inclusions, the pits. As soon as we start getting through it, we start losing the color. Yeah, we're just down to the bottom razor edge of the color. We go any deeper, we lose the color. We don't go deeper, we have sand and stuff. Same story here on this piece. It's beautiful color in a sandy mess. This one might be our one chance to get a stone out of a shell piece. But even there you can see that kind of up in this corner we're already out of the color by the time we get out of the sand. But that one is pretty. It's uneven enough we'd have to get it kind of parallel faces from the bottom. But that one is probably, I mean, that's a beautiful stone, beautiful color. Look, there's pink, blue. It's not perfect, but it is a stone, and it's probably a little over a carat, so we'll call that a win. And then we have our main piece here, the main focus here. We are cut. We're ready to treat. I think we're going to start pulling some of that green up here on the edges, you can see. And that the red was actually fairly thin on this one. We're already starting to get into green from about here down. So I didn't dare go any more on the dome, or we'd end up with greens on the edges, reds and blues in the center. And I'd rather keep mostly red and blue. So I'm going to put this one in and start treating it. And then I won't put out this video until it's treated and done. You can see the finished product. First, I'll go clean up this bottom edge. And if you want to know how hard it held through the whole process. If you do it right, that peels off. You can peel it off here, or you can go and just clean it up on the wheel. But if you do it right, it'll peel off just like some gum. And clean. I don't know why you'd ever dop with anything else when it's that simple. Okay, let me preview this stone before we put it in the acid. I did it sort of double-sided, just because we can, but with more of a dome on the red side than on the green side, because that side will be probably the side down on the setting. But there is the green side. It's still got a little bit more of the treatment left in it, so you're going to see really nice color, brightness, greens and blues. And then this side with more of the treatment taken off of it, but the reds, blues, and then on the edges greens and that stuff bleeding into it. We're going to go stick that in the sugar water for 2 hours. Now we do have something, just to kind of show you, we do have something right there that just popped up in it. And I don't know if that's something that will treat and go black and disappear. It doesn't feel like sand, but it's something that's different. I'm just hoping that that will disappear once it's all black. And if that treats black, if not, we may have to cut that, or that one might need to be faced on the green-blue side. Kind of gives you your choice. If you like red and blue or you like green and blue, this stone's going to give you either one. Let's go put it in the sugar for 2 hours, and then we'll put it out then we'll put it in acid for 2 hours, and I'll bring it back and show you where we are. All right, let me show you our results. Let me show you first the red side, the 2 stones. This is the first one that we cut in the first video. It's green side and it's red side. This is the one we cut today. Unfortunately, that little flaw right there didn't come out and it didn't treat. Now, I don't know what it is. It doesn't look, it might be sand, but it didn't treat, so it's there. See if I can get a better look at it. See right there, that white spot? Now the question is, if I go in further, will it go away or will it get worse? Look at how black that treated too. But here's the other thing. Look at the green side of this. Now I didn't even polish the green side on this one. I didn't try to make it double-sided or polish the green side at all. I only polished the red. This one I just happened to kind of double-side it. Look at the punch on the green-blue. Look at that. Just absolutely mesmerizing color. Brighter. The green is definitely brighter even than the red by a mile. So do we take more off of this side, trying to get rid of that flaw right there, or do we dome this side a little bit more and make that our primary side and keep that green and have one green, one blue, one green, red, one green, blue, one red, blue? Christmas set. We almost ought to polish that one and see if that one hits as hard from the green side. But that right there is unfortunate. That little flaw right there. And that crazy color, and that right there is just one step brighter than even this side. Tell me what you think. Do we reorientate and make this the top? Not worry about trying to cut that flaw out. Do we polish this side and double side this one too so that we can get that green on both of them to punch? Tell me what you think. I'm all ears. This one came out at 7.2 carats. Okay, we ended up with a finished weight of 4.96 and 6.9. Yeah, 6.9. So our first one, what I did is I just went back and obviously we have our amazing red side with all the colors into it. Let me zoom in just a little more. There's our red side. If you look on the edges, we even pulled the green, and that one is pretty cool. But I went ahead and polished this just because why not? This one's not double domed. Definitely that's the bottom, but you could if you want a little bit flatter setting. If you just chose to like the green and the blue over the red and the blue. This one right here. There's our red and blue side, and there's our green and blue side, which I think on this one is the side because of this little flaw right here. That little flaw right there is probably not going to come out. It's just a piece that didn't treat. It's not super noticeable unless you're really looking at it, but it is there. I'm afraid that if I tried to go in there and take it out, it would get bigger and go deeper, and we'd lose too much. This one is right at 6.9 something, almost 7 carats. This one at 4.9, right at 5 carats. Two big, beautiful tell me if we did the right thing there. So this one is truly double-sided. It's domed equally on either side. It could be set on either side. This one could be set in a setting that allows you to see both sides and maybe pivots. And there's nothing not to like about that. So tell me what you think. These will be available. Contact Tommy at Opals at his store if you're interested in them before they're set. If not, we're looking at setting them, and we'll see what we end up doing with them.